Hello, welcome to this AVLAND review of the Denon RCD-M39 microsystem. It's also known as the D-M39, and that's when it's packaged with speakers. We're going to show you around this unit, we're going to tell you about its features, we're going to also tell you what we think it sounds like, and what it's like to use on a day-to-day basis. We're also going to show you the best way of setting it up. The RCD-M39 is the latest in a long line of micro CD receivers from Denon. They were one of the first manufacturers to bring out this size of unit that combined radio with CD and amplifier in this compact micro size and available without speakers. And other manufacturers have all copied them. They are the leaders of this type of product. And they always manage to get it in at a very reasonable price point as well. And what's neat is that you can pair it with any speakers, because the speakers that Denon would pair with it when it's called the D-M39 aren't that good really for the money. I mean, they're cheap, but they're cheap and cheerful really. This on its own with some good hi-fi speakers from a good speaker manufacturer, because ultimately Denon aren't a speaker manufacturer, they're a hi-fi manufacturer, you will get the best performance out of it, and it really does sound good. Now it has a lot of features on it as well. It has a DAB and DAB Plus receiver on it, as well as an analog FM but no AM receiver, and it also has the ability to connect a USB stick to the front and play back MP3 or Windows Media Audio files, or you can put an iPod straight in the front as well, and it's got iPod Digital. Here's the back panel. That's the DAB and FM antenna. It comes with a basic one in the box. It's got one analog input. It also now has a digital input, which the previous ones didn't have. So you can connect your television in, or a Blu-ray player or something like that, and a subwoofer output. It also has a separate mains cable, which makes it easier to wire up, and very good terminals as well for a microsystem there. They can take a 4mm banana plug as well as bare wire. And not a lot can. You sometimes get those horrible spring clip terminals, but you don't with this. Now here's a bit of speaker cable. You can see here how to wire it up if you're bare wiring or you're putting banana plugs on yourself. The positive, we usually use where the writing is, that you could see there down the cable. Now if you pull those bungs out, you'll see you can get a banana plug straight in the back. That's the most convenient and the best quality connection, because it stops the speaker cable. What happens over time with copper is it oxidizes up. Also, you might like to get a short circuit or something like that, or not a very good connection if you use bare wire, but you can undo it like that. You undo the terminal and put the bare wire through. We've actually soldered up the ends of this speaker cable to make it better, but it is the facility there to bare wire, which is on some microsystems is all you get. Here's what's in the box. You can see the remote control's quite good. It's quite well laid out, quite big buttons. You get some batteries for the remote control. You get a very basic DAB and FM aerial, and you also get an instruction manual and now a CD-ROM as well with a copy of the instruction manual. You can also download the instruction manual from Denon's website, but it's all there, and that aerial's fine if you're in a very strong reception area, but if you're not in a weak area, then we recommend, if you're in a weak reception area, getting an external or loft aerial. Now, here how to set up the speakers. You might be tempted to put the speakers right next to it, which is how you'll see it in a lot of showrooms, because the constraints of space might be very tempting, but it's only ever good, really, if you're sitting right in front of it like there. Otherwise, you won't get good stereo separation. Really, you want to be sitting that far back, but you won't. If you've got them that close together, your ears will sound like they're coming from one point, whereas this is how you want them. You want them really so that you can get a triangle, like an equilateral triangle. So yeah, try and spread the speakers out as wide apart as possible, as long as you're not sitting then too close. And you experiment in your room with either having them like this, depending on the speaker, or towed in. Now these speakers is one of the ones we would recommend. They're the Dali Zenza ones, and they were current at the time we made this review, and they're not too dissimilar in price to the actual Denon unit itself. We do a number of packages as well that include those speakers. If you buy them together, you get a discount. So I'd look into those speakers. They work really well with this system. Now we're going to show you what's actually inside the Denon RCD-M39. Its components, what's actually there that makes it work. So here's inside. You can see that on this year's model they've actually moved the CD drawer, so it's a bit more convenient. They've moved it up the unit, and they've put the display above it, so it's in a better position. At the back here, that's all the power supply module on the left. That's the actual DAB tuner, DAB and FM tuner module that's shielded there to stop any noise leaking in or out of the circuitry. That big silver thing down the side there, you can see it again from a different angle. That's the heatsink that dissipates any heat generated from its amplification. We're going to explore the functionality of the USB port here that's on the front of the Denon RCD-M39 and show you what you can do with it. So, the USB input, you can plug in an iPod directly into the front. It uses iPod digital, so better sound quality. Although, bearing in mind it's probably compressed anyway, but it means you won't get noises picked up that you would from an analog connection. You just plug it in and use it as you would normally control it from the iPod. When you put a USB stick in, however, you can actually control what you want to play from the remote control, so you can navigate it by folder. It does Windows Media Audio and MP3 only, and Windows Media Audio it doesn't do lossless, so it's a bit limited on what it will play back off a USB stick. But the convenience of it is brilliant. You know, you can just have a lot of music on there and not have to get up to change the CD or whatever. So a bit like a multi-changer, really. You can use it that. So you just copy your files across. You have to format it as FAT32 as well. You can't use NTFS file format when you format it. But there you go. You see, you can just navigate through and play MP3 and Windows Media Audio. It's very, very easy to do. Now on to the pros and cons. It's got great sound quality for its size. It's really, really good value. It's, you know, the metal front panel on it, the aluminium front panel, gives it that luxurious feel. It comes in black, or as you can see here, silver. And it's got the sort of hi-fi features like the binding posts. You don't have to buy it with speakers. You can have your choice of speakers that suit your environment. And it's, you know, all round a very good value for money unit, and it builds on the success of the previous units. Sound quality wise, it's improved. It's better than last year's model, the D-M39 or RCD-M39, if you buy it just on its own. Cons, they've took away the AM tuner. Now, here in the UK, that means you can still get things. There's a lot of things that would be on AM that are on digital radio, but if you can't get digital radio, or there's some service that you listen to on AM, that's something to consider. It only has one auxiliary input. This could be irritating if you've got more than one thing you want to plug in and it's analog, but it does have that digital input now, so that's quite good they've got that. I don't mind the trade-off for losing an analog input to have a digital one. It's a shame that now this unit still doesn't have any lossless support for media playback, other than, of course, a CD. It's a shame it doesn't play FLAC or WAV files or lossless Windows Media Audio files from a USB stick. That's a bit of a shame, but of course you can play them back from an iPod, so you know, that or an iPhone. So that's a positive on that side. That's the end of our review of the Denon RCD-M39. If you'd like to see more reviews, or if you'd like to purchase this unit from us, please go to our website avland.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching.